Hello there and welcome to another Make It Monday with Tina. Today we're going to look at paint pouring, but with a little bit of a difference. We're going to be using 3D objects. Okay, so these are some of the 3D objects that I used before when I was having a little play. So we've got a ball, which is a paper mache one. And you can see the paint sticks so nicely on there. We've got a 3D flower. We've got a wooden decoration. We have an MDF piece, which I love that, how that's worked down there. We have a fabric leaf. And we also have a glass dome. So if you like your glass domes, these would make beautiful decorations for the tree. So I'm just going to pop those to one side for the moment. And we'll get going with our paint pouring. Okay, so I've got my paints already mixed up. Now if you saw one of our earlier shows, you will see how to mix this up. So I'm using this brand here, which is the 35 Design Studio Space. Sorry, 35 Design Space. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do is just add the silicone. I always add my silicone last because I think that you get the cells that pop better if it's you know, the last thing you put in, and you don't stir it into too much. So just 2 or 3 drops of silicone. An empty cup. So I'm going to start with a little bit of a white base. So what I'm going to do is just pour a little bit of the white in first, and then go with some colours. I've got this lovely sort of raspberry purpley colour, so a little bit of that in there, and then we'll go with this lovely tealy colour. So let's get that going in like that. And we'll use a little bit of this gold. And then I'm going to just finish off with a touch of yellow as well. So we've got some nice bright colours going in here. Okay. So what I'm then going to do is I'm going to take my dome first of all. So this is just to catch my paint, and also it's going to be used as my dipping box. So I've got my dome here, and I'm gently going to pour just over the dome. In the same time, I'm going to get the paint going into my dipping box. So as you can see, look at those absolutely gorgeous colours coming there. And then I just need a little bit on here to where the glass needs just a touch more. There. So you just let that hang. Now I've threaded through my piece of string just so that that can hang, and then I'm just going to transfer it over to my dripping tray and hang that on there. Okay, so look at that. Now just quickly, I'm just going to give it a little bit of a blast just to see if we can get a few of the cells to pop. So we are getting some this way around here. It looks cool. Just be careful because it is glass, so I'm just doing this just to get some of the cells to pop. Look at that, isn't that just stunning? I love that. Okay, so let's turn that off. Now I've got all of my paint in here, so I'm now going to use it as a dipping station. So I'm going to take my ball and I'm going to swizzle it around and make sure. It's a really good idea to wear gloves when you do this. So just twizzle it around, making sure that everything is getting coated. Now if you're doing lots of these, you would make up some really quite a deep dipping station, so that you've got plenty of paint in there ready to go. So that's the same colours, but see how different that looks again. Now we're going to try some MDF. So again, I'm going to just drop that into my paint, one side, into the paint, the other side, just give that a little bit of a shove down there, and out again. Now look at it's just stunning. I love paint pouring because you just don't know what you're going to end up with. And when I heat those in a minute, they're going to have some gorgeous cells coming through. So that, let's just move my tray over a little bit, hang that one on there. Okay, I've got a leaf as well, so that is just going to go in there, and flip it over, and then back out again. So there, that I'm going to pop just on the edge here. And then what we've got as well, which is fantastic, is a 3D flower. So with this, these work lovely. So tipping just to the edge, give you a real good squelch in there. Try and cover the outsides as well. And a real good cover with all the different things. You will find that you're going to get more of a block colour towards the ends because all your paints are now mixing. So you'll get a block of a colour going on, but you still are getting those colours coming through. Then what I do is I make a little hook with my rose and then pop it over there like that. So I don't want it to go onto my bauble, so let's just raise that up a little bit there and just move my leaf over a little bit like that. So what I'm going to do is just shut that up for a second, and I'm going to take this out. Look how this is coming, absolutely stunning. And I'm going to just bring out some of those cells. I can't make up my mind which is my favourite. I love the dome and I love this bauble though as well. And I've used lighter colours this time, so you can say you could go vintage on the ones that I did before. There's lots of cells popping on this one. Look at that, absolutely gorgeous. And then let's give that a little bit of a blast as well. And just let them drip and do their own thing. Okay. So that is doing your 3D objects. Now, what I want to do is I want to do a little bit of a paint pour again. But it's going to, I'm going to use a dragging technique. So we will have, if there's any techniques that you want to see, then please, you know, put a comment into the comment section, and we'll do all different techniques with paint pour, because I think there's just so many that you can't fit them all into one of our little shows. So I'm going to take, where are we? Yes, I'm going to take my board. Now this is from a paint pour that I did before, but it will peel off of this board, and that is really lovely, you see, to put onto, if I just tear that off, you can see even underneath, how gorgeous is that to use on a project. Lovely. So use the skins as well. So let us just, I'm going to get that ready to lift up afterwards, but I want to put it flat at the moment. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of string, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to soak this in water as well. You can do this with a chain as well, so you can use chain, but what I'm soaking it in the water because I want to make it a little bit heavier. So just soaking that, so it gives a little bit of a weight to it now. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my white and I'm going to pour the white over first of all. Just like that. Okay, then I'm going to give that a little bit of a move just so it coats the board a little bit. And then that's going to allow my colours to make some movement. Okay, so what I can also do is I'm going to take some of my yellow and I'm just going to go around the edge just to fill in those bits that the white hasn't reached. Just like that. And just move those there. I don't want to take it into the white too much, but just so I've got some movement. I think that would do. Then it's layering my colours up. So I'll go with the purpley colour and put that there like that. Then I'm going to go with a lovely blue that I've got here. Pop that on top. And then I'm going to go with some of this gorgeous copper colour. Put that there. And then I'm going to go with a little bit of green to end up with. Okay. So then I'm going to pick up my string that is nicely soaked, so it's heavier. And I'm going to lay in there like that. Then I'm just going to hold one end still and I'm just going to pull the other like that. Put it in again and then pull. And again and then pull. And then again. So you can do this as many times as you like. And I think we're just have that as our last one. Let's pop that into there. Then we get our heat gun. Oh, before I do that, I'm going to just spread around the board a little bit. Just that last bit on that corner there. Like that. Get my couple of cups. So that it can then start to drip off the side if it wants to. Just a little bit of coverage there. Make sure you get your board or your canvas covered because it always looks better if it's fully covered. And wear gloves, it's a really good idea. Okay, let's pop the hood on. See how we're getting the cells popping already? So what I love about this dragging technique is that it really blends the colours into a line and you get so many coloured popping cells coming through there. You see how these are just popping as it comes on. Look at all these little ones here, just popping away. So the drag lines where you get the most cells come in. I love to have white spaces as well because I think that adds then to the colour. It doesn't look completely overwhelmed. So you can always use either a white or a black as your base. Now look at all of these we've got going on here. It is just beautiful. This is what I love about the paint pouring. I really do love it. We've got so many gorgeous cells and such an unusual pattern as well. There, that's working really, really well. Another little go just there because I can see some cells want to pop. Just there. See how those blue ones are coming through there? There, let's just turn that off. And there we go. So having another look back at our little 3D items here, we've got some gorgeous cells coming as well. Hopefully you can see that. Let me try and pick this bauble up and show you. See, I don't want to drip on my canvas, but that's coming really, really well. So let me just pop that back on there. So give it a go. As I say, we'll do another one with our paint pours with all different techniques, but it's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful, and it's well worth any paint that you've got left over. Let it go dry, peel it off, use that on another project. As I say, the one that I used before, it peels off beautifully. I'm just going to tear a bit again to show you, but this is from the last pour that I did. So use the paint skins, pop them onto your mixed medias just as a lovely background. Perhaps we'll use those in a background in another time. But I hope you've enjoyed that. I've really enjoyed it myself, and I'll see you next time.